Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Craviator. Welcome back to another Forza Horizon 3 video. Today I'm doing my very first tuning and building guide on the Forza Horizon 3 video game. About this car that I'm doing today, it is a little bit of a hard thing to find because it is actually one of the 15 or 16 barn car finds that you actually go around and find. But I've got a way around it, so I actually didn't need to find it. I can just actually buy it straight away. I'll show you how to do it. Also, yeah, well, that's pretty much it. So I'll show you how to go find or get it straight away without actually finding it. There is a video. I'm sure there's videos out there that show all the barn finds already. So the car is actually for the Maya Manx 1971. It's like a little dune buggy, old school dune buggy. I'm actually starting with D class, so it's the lowest class. There's no E class or F class in this like Forza Motorsport 6. So the lowest class is D, and I think the highest car is S something. I'm pretty sure S3 or something like that. That's the highest class. Or no, sorry. I actually have no idea. But to get away with this car is actually a barn find. So what you want to do is go to auction house, go search, go to the make, and it's going to be the Maya. Where is it? Yeah, Mayors and the 1971 Manx. Confirm, and it's going to be in here somewhere. Yeah, so roughly, you can either start the bid or you can buy it out straight away. Don't go for something ridiculous like 130k. 39k seems to be the ball mark. I actually was pretty lucky. I got mine for 19k. So it's 40,000 to roughly 50,000 you want to spend on this car. I don't know actually how much it is in the garage when you get the barn, when you find the barn, but yeah, I've got my car for like 20 grand. I haven't found the car yet. But anyway, once you've got that car, you want to scroll to garage and you want to go to upgrades. And you want to go to upgrade, a custom upgrade. And first off, we're going to go to conversion. We're going to put the drivetrain swap, and it's all-wheel drive. Aspiration, we're going to put that single turbo in it. Aero, we're going to put the race front bumper on it. The race rear wing on that one. And we're gonna remove the rear bar, so that's the Maya Manx rear bumper. And I don't think we got any side skirts. Nope. Now, and we're gonna go to tires. There is stock tire compound on this one, because if you put actual tires on it, it goes like crazy. It goes like up to A class, so it's retarded, or not retarded. It's crazy how much it goes up for that. Front tire width is maximum. Rear tire width is maximum also. And the rims, you can have whatever you want. As I've got the ADV1s, ADV06, track spec CS. Wow, that was a really big mouthful. I like them because they're red stock. So any weight equivalent to those is good for this build. Once you've done that, we've got the rim front size and the rear rim size is stock, so you don't need to touch those. Drivetrain, we got the race transmission in it. We've got stock driveline, and we've got a race diff. Platform and handling, we got race brakes. We got race springs. Now, guys, there is a difference between these two. These are the race springs, and these are rally springs. The rally springs are for like real off-roading sort of thing. I still think the race springs are better for intermediate sort of level. So if you're just cutting across the grass a little bit, or you're just driving over a little bit, and you still want to drive on the road, the race springs are acceptable. But the rally springs, if you're definitely off-roading, those are the way to go. And we got race anti-roll bars on front and rear, and the race weight reduction. Once you've got those, we're going to put the race air filter or intake, race carburetor, stock ignition, race exhaust, race camshaft, race valves, race engine block, race piston and compression, the race turbo, the race intercooler, and stock oil and cooling. And I'm pretty sure the flywheel is stock as well. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. Once you've got those, you can go through and back and check all that kind of stuff. Once you've got the build, I'm going to go scroll to tuning. Where is it? Tuning's right here. Now, tuning in this game is, how to say it, I'm just going to say it is really, really messed up. I have seen some weird numbers on these cars. You're going to see a lot of weird numbers. I found out a lot of cars are different from car to car in settings, but you'll see that yourself when you actually go into it. But as for this, I've made this car as good as possible, I feel. The only thing I am having trouble with is probably the diff, but I think I've got it to a reasonable level. It's still, I reckon this car is going to be the D-Class car that everyone's going to be in. It's going to be the #1 car for D-Class. That's my bet on it at the moment. The car is just it's just really, really fast. It's got a lot of grip. I think this is the car that it's going to be. Anyway, the tune-wise, it's got 28.5 front and rear tire pressures. Gearing, it has an adjustable gearbox, but I have no idea what to do with the gears. The gears felt pretty fine for me when I was driving it, so that's why I left them. Alignment, -2.1 on the front, -1.2 on the rear. I've got 0.4 toe on the front, 0.4 toe on the rear, and 7 caster. Now, I have 1 on the front for anti-roll bars and 65 on the rear. In Forza Motorsport 6, it was only 1 in 40. 40 was the maximum, now 65. This is to give it as maximum turn-in as possible. A lot of these cars do not turn in at all for some reason or other, but this is why I've got it like this. This car is built to turn in. I think I've got it to turn in as much as possible. Unless I'm just really, really bad at tuning in this game, which is probably the case. Anyway, moving on. Springs, we've got 250 on the front and 500 on the rear. And the ride height is 6.4 on the front and 7.8 on the rear. Dampening, the rebound is 10 on the front, 13 on the rear. Bump stiffness is 3 on the front and 5 on the rear. Now aero is 100 on the front and 200 on the rear. Brake is 48% and 140, same as Forza Motorsport 6. And on the diff, I have 100 on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, 70% on acceleration on the rear, and 0% on deceleration on the rear. And I also have the center balance at 70%. I have no idea if this is work. I've gone through numbers and numbers and numbers, and I feel like this felt like, to me, it was the best. There could be another setting for this that is better, but I still haven't found it yet. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for this one. It has got first a couple of places, and I think it's got first at, well, it's currently first at one of the tracks. I don't know if it's got knocked out or not, but its acceleration is just unreal. It's a really fun car. I feel like this is like the Jeep Willys of Forza Horizon at the moment. But only time will tell. Oh, close call. So at the moment, if you go to Rivals and you go to Surface Paradise, it's actually going to be, I hope it's still first. Yeah, first at the Archway Meadow Circuit by a whole 9/10 of a second. So it's still early days, but I feel like this car is going to be the #1 car. To be honest, I really feel like it's going to be the #1 car in D class, that is, and maybe C class. I'm not sure yet. But other than that, guys, that's it for the video. If you did like watching this video, please give this a like and thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, and I will